Hey folks, Nathan here from the Star Wars Timeline Gold, Star Wars Beyond the Films, and the Star Wars Gaming podcast, Cloud City Casino at StarWarsReport.com, bringing you a look at the Star Wars Destiny 2-player game starter pack from Fantasy Flight Games. It's a new release for Force Friday 2. Now, may I say here that I think I've made it pretty clear in the past what my opinion is of the collectible model for Star Wars Destiny and how it works for consumers and the company relative to other games like the LCG. So I'll leave that completely out for now. But for those of us who are looking for either a new chance to jump into Star Wars Destiny, we have a new starter game here to do that with, or if you're looking for a version of Star Wars Destiny where you can just buy one product, buy nothing else, and be able to play balanced, albeit limited games against other players, this is the way to do it. Unlike the previous ways where you had to buy two different starter decks to be able to do it, this is a two-player game that could theoretically be self-contained or could be a jumping-off point for anyone who wants to start playing Destiny a little more competitively. It's a $30 pack. This is what it's going to look like on your store shelves here. It does come with your rule reference. You don't need the previous starters or anything like that to play. You can just jump right in. You got an advertising sheet here with, Star Wars Destiny on one side, Star Wars Destiny with Empire at War booster packs on the other, Empire at War being the second round, as opposed to the original round there with the BB-8 showing. We do have all the tokens that you're going to need here. You've got your individual damage tokens for 3 and 1. You've got your shield tokens, and you've got your resource tokens. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's 14, 15, and then 16 each of these. But it's plenty to be able to play. And then you have your two decks, your light side and your dark side decks, and in each case you have, of course, a battlefield to go with it, and you have a number of cards that have dice. Now, any of these cards that could be used with 2 dice, they do not have both. It's just like the original starter decks and just like the way that you would get a card inside a booster pack, in that the card itself only comes with 1 die. If it allows 2, like say in the case of Kylo Ren, where you can see the 2 costs down there in the bottom left, you would have to get another version of that card with its die to be able to add that die to this die to make a pair of dice to go with 1 instance of the card. Just another thing about that game model I've talked about before. But let's say you want to just try it out, give yourself a chance to play this 2-player game, not worry about booster packs and such. What is actually in this box? For the dark side, our battleground is the Hangar Bay amid the Imperial fleet. Then we have Kylo Ren, Tormented One, Captain Phasma, Ruthless Tactician, Droid Commandos as a support card, Captain Phasma's Blaster as an upgrade, Praetorian Guard as an upgrade, Dark Council as an upgrade, Crossguard Lightsaber as an upgrade, Force Stasis as an upgrade, and then we'll continue on, but notice that those are all the ones for the dark side that have 1 die each. So the cards that actually play with a die when you use that card in your deck. Then we have Jedi Rival as an upgrade, Armored Support as support, First Strike as an event, I Have You Now, and Powerful Enemy also as events, then also Mobilize and Tactical Mastery as events. Then we have As I Have Foreseen, again, also an event. More events here with Clash, Intimidate, Your Skills Are Complete, Doubt, Parry, and Subjugate. Each player has a reference card with actions on one side and dice symbols on the other, and then we kick off the light side, starting with Rey, Finding the Ways. Then no dice here for Honor Guard or Luke's Protection, support and upgrade, or excuse me, both support in this case. Then we get back to our ones with the dice, or the die each. We have Inner Strength as an upgrade, Rey's Lightsaber as an upgrade, Poe Dameron's Blaster as an upgrade, Teamwork as an upgrade, Strike Team as support, Medical Droid also as support, and Poe Dameron as your second main character here. So it's basically Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma versus Poe Dameron and Rey. Then also without dice, we have Direct Hit, Logistics, Recon, Strategic Planning, Concentrate, Defensive Stance, Distraction, Do or Do Not, and Force Resolve, all of which are events. Also events, we have Evade, Flank, Sound the Alarm, and then we have our Battleground, which is Obi-Wan's hut on Tatooine for the light side. And you'll notice here that from a design standpoint and a character standpoint, yes, this is the one that is meant to be inspired by The Last Jedi, just as the original round of releases were expected to be inspired by The Force Awakens, and the Empire at War wave was, in many cases, inspired by Rebels and inspired by Rogue One and such. So again, if you want to check out Star Wars Destiny and you want a balanced game out of the box without having to buy anything else, no, you're not going to wind up playing with cards that have 2 dice each, but you will be playing a balanced, fun game for just $30 with no other purchases if you pick up the Star Wars Destiny 2-player game. Or, again, you could do the same picking up the 2 boosters from the 2 starter decks from the original release. If you want to go beyond this with boosters, it's totally up to you and whether you like that business model. But you don't necessarily need them for this game, which makes this one that I was happy to pick up.